Having trouble progressing in raids? No luck in Party Finder? Generic yet comedic question at the beginning of guide/infomercial parody? Well then you've come to the right place, because I have a guide for you on how to become a master in savage raiding. And how, you might ask? By creating a raid static! This isn't supposed to happen, guys. Help, I'm stuck! As you can see, raiding is serious business in Final Fantasy XIV, so you want to make sure that you know exactly what you are doing when preparing for the fight. First of all, you want to make sure your character is properly melded. If you play a physical job, then you want to make sure that your gear is entirely melded with determination materia, because determination increases your damage, and naturally, you want to be doing more damage. And for magic jobs, meld piety materia with all your gear so you never have to worry about running out of MP from raising your party members who keep on fucking dying. And how do you get piety, you ask? Just buy it from the market board, because nobody buys it. And once you are done preparing your character for savage raiding, you will now want to start recruiting new members. But first, you need to remember a couple things. When recruiting new members, you want them to give you a list of what time they are available on every day, and then have them sign a 3-month contract agreement, because you want to treat playing Final Fantasy XIV like a full-time job and not a video game, right? And the next thing that is important to remember is raid composition. With this raid composition, maximizing damage is the most important aspects. For tanks, do not bring Paladin or Dark Knight. I mean, sure, they sound cool, like Paladin having healing abilities and Dark Knights being able to use Blackest Night on allies, but those are for schmucks. You want to maximize damage, and that's why you always need a warrior and a gunbreaker.
Oh, but Umbruhh, isn't Warrior currently in a bad spot right now?
I say, no! Because warriors still have Fellcleave and Inner Chaos. They've basically been a DPS job since Heavensward. And same with Gunbreaker. Now for the healers. You want to have 2 scholars that can heal while their pet is DPSing, or DPS while their pet is healing, and so on. And sure, you may try to argue by saying that Scholar does the lowest DPS out of any job in Final Fantasy XIV. Well, I say, Scholar's a healer. Their main job is to focus on healing. Wait, shit. I mean, you can fix that by focusing on dealing damage while you have Celine. Just call yourself a dog, because with that strategy, you'll be a neutered summoner. Speaking of DPS, now it's time to talk about which DPS jobs that you want in your party. For the ranged DPS jobs, bring a machinist, because dancers act more like healers, and you want to be prioritizing DPS. And bards? Yeah, we don't talk about bards. For the caster, you want to bring a summoner because they deal the highest DPS in the game right now, and that they can summon a pet to deal even more damage, and that they can raise healers so that if they die, they can deal even more damage. And for your melee boys, you want to have a ninja to buff everyone else's damage, and a samurai because, I don't know, more damage? And with this list, you should have an optimal composition for damage. Now that you've recruited your static members, harass them about their availability, and select a completely optimal party comp, now it's time to start with the fun part. You know, raiding, which is the entire reason why you clicked on this awful video. So what you're going to want to do is to decide what time and day you are going to want to raid. For the time at night, you should raid super late at night on Sundays right before your static members go back to work or school on Monday. That way it really motivates them to focus on the raid before going back. And then the rest I leave in your more than capable hands. I hope you all enjoyed this guide. Be sure to join me next week as I show you guys how to raid on Party Finder after being blacklisted by all your former static mates, and why Feo Ul is secretly the one who caused the flood in Norvrant. Good night, everybody!